Welcome back to K24 this morning. Money and Finance Tuesdays it is. And today we asked you a very interesting question. Are you saving money for a rainy day or are you saving for an investment? That is what we'd like to find out, because a lot of people are asking me. I'm earning 7,000 as a watchman. I'm earning 2,000 as a house help. I'm earning X amount of money as a banker. How can I make sure that that money makes sense for me in the years to come? So let us find out your answer through our social media pages. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at K24 TV. And of course, you can text us via 21222. You can also call us on the numbers on your screen. I am joined by Valentine Njoroge from Africa's Pocket. If you're just joining us, karibu tena sana. Andrew Murimi, the CEO of Rhino Mabati. And of course, Joanne, who owns a very successful bridal business. You're making gowns left, right and center. Shiko is dying to wear one of your dresses, so utampatia discount, sivyo? Even ndivyo na insisting hapa, ndio kikataa tunatoa evidence. Okay, back to our discussion. We had two callers earlier on, and they're coming back to you, Valentine, in regards to how much money they're making and how much they're saving. So I think maybe the question should be, is there a specific maybe percentage we should look at? And as you think about that, we have a Stephen from Kiambu. Stephen, good morning. Steve, habari ya asubuhi?
Mzuri sana.
Nakusikia vizuri sasa, talk to me bro.
Mandia mapanelist wako wako selfish na info.
Kwa nini? Jua wajasema ni how much walieka kwa bank?
Na si hatutaki si wote kuanzisha biashara ya mabati. Na hata kama tunataka kuanzisha,
okay,
sio lazima tuanzishe nini ati Kenya. Tunaweza anzisha hata Rwanda,
hata Uganda.
Kwa hivyo manze si kwetu open manze, waache kutunini, waache kutuficha.
Steve, hata nikuulize kitu moja.
Yeah.
Are you currently employed? Are you in business? Are you saving money?
I am currently in business. I do a branding business.
What business are you running?
A branding business.
Branding.
Brand.
Okay.
Kutengeneza stickers, vituka hizo, gift mugs, vituka hizo.
All right. And how much money did you save to start up that business?
Me, I'll be open. Me, I saved, okay, nilikuwa nimesave kama 30 Gs.
Okay.
Alafu nikaongezewa kama 60. Nikabuy machines na vituka hizo.
Awesome. Awesome, Steve. Thank you very much for your feedback, bro.
Sawa.
All right. 30,000. Then he added an extra 60,000. So that's 90,000. He started out his branding business. And this is a very kawaida story for a lot of Kenyans out there who are just starting out too. Whether they're branding, whether they're doing that kiosk. And I am sure for you to even start, like, was it heavy on you? Did you think that, ayapana, let me just start small instead of, because I mean, kutengeneza accounts, maze, it's not a small feat, yeah?
Of course, okay, to be honest, I was terrified of starting. For me, I more or less started my business almost straight out of school. But for the bridal also, it was very scary because I didn't know what the reception would be like. I didn't know if people would actually accept to buy a locally made wedding gown. What happened is, because we had been doing a lot of corporate work, we had been able to put a little bit of money in the bank. So the first thing I did when I was sort of like transitioning into bridal, I closed my business for a month.
Oh.
Just to like, are we really
you were doing something else before?
We were doing all sorts of clothes.
Okay.
We were doing many kinds of clothes. We were just doing general fashion.
All right.
So when we were moving into bridal, we needed money because now we actually needed to get, we needed to have fabrics. We needed the right kind of space. So that one needed like a little bit more investment.
Okay.
But when I started out, there's the caller who had said that we're stingy with information.
Yeah.
Actually, my folks lent me about 300,000 shillings.
All right.
And I was able to put in about, it was slightly less than 200,000, which had also been saving.
So that's like half a meter.
Half a meter.
Okay.
I was able to get like 4 sewing machines, which is a lot. You can start a business with 1 sewing machine and you can get a machine for like 23,000 shillings or even less. Then other small things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hassan from Dagoretti, good morning, sir. Hassan?
Yes, Hassan.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
What is your question or comment?
My question is...
Yes.
Wa alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam. What is your question or comment?
For the Mabati.
Yes. Yeah, from the Mabati? Hassan.
I've been, yes.
Yeah, continue. Nakusikia. Usijisikiza kwa TV, nakusikia.
Let me call you again. I can't.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much. He had a question for you, so wacha tumngojea apige hiyo simu tena. Valentine, is there a specific percentage that I should save? Is it a 10% of my salary? Is it 20? What should I save?
So the general rule, there's a rule called the 50-30-20 rule.
Okay.
So you spend 50% on your needs, 30% on your wants, and you save 20%. But I always say that you should be saving based on what you want for the future. So you see some people end up saving, like if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you'll end up having to save a lot more, which means you spend less on the other categories. So it's really about prioritization, but 20% is a good place to start. Yeah.
Is it possible to start a business without capital?
I think so, yes. Instagram influencers.
Yeah. When you're napendanga kwenda kusema, hey, welcome to my channel. YouTube, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I think content, there are people who read documents and correct them. You can deliver things. There's a lot that I think can be done without capital.
Right.
By using yourself and your talents.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you can do without needing a machine or something specific that you're buying. Yeah.
Use yourself as the capital.
Use yourself, yeah.
Wow. And Andrew, you say that yourself. You said the first capital you need to consider is yourself. Right? Now, when it comes to the willpower of yourself, because you see, I just can't wake up and say, you know what, I'll start a mabati business. Just because I saw Andrew, my friend, starting one, itachapa. For you, did you have options, even as much as you said that you had a eureka moment, did you have options, you know, that you could look at, whether it was a kiosk or mabati or even cement? As you think about that question, we have Matt from Nairobi. Matt, good morning.
Sorry?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, boss, hauna psych breakfast onge ama?
Morning.
Oh, okay. Now I can hear you. Talk to me. What is your question or comment?
Okay, my comment is,
yes,
I'd like to, on regard of the on matters saving. I would actually recognize the presence of these guys called Buddha Riders. These guys are good in terms of saving, in terms of saving money, because they do that in like 200 bob, 300 bob, 400 bob, 500 bob. Actually, in Nairobi, if at all I'd be asked, the people who save money well are these small scale, the small scale people that we have in Kenya, like the Buddha Riders, the Mamaboga outside the home here, the person who sells clothes.
Right.
Because these people that earn money,
yes,
we earn it and spend it. Do you know how?
How?
In terms in matters the loans, these loans apps. We have the Tala, we have the M-Shwari, we
all
have
these mobile apps,
yeah. Because every now and then, that if you earn 50,000, you can return it to these mobile apps, and later on you become a slave of that kind of venture. So for Nairobi, for people to save, actually they need to delete that from their lives.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt. Matt actually has a valid point. A lot of people are getting to all these mobile apps to borrow, to do investments so they can pay at the end of the day, especially the SMEs, like he has put them. First of all, is that a dangerous trend? Because we understand in the last 1 year alone, billions and billions of monies have been borrowed and people are yet to even pay back.
Yeah, that's true. I think that when you take debt to consume, so, you know, you see people taking a loan so that they can go and buy a phone, for example, that's going to become half the value in a year. Yeah. That's not a good idea.
Yes.
But debt is also, if you use it correctly, it can boost your business, right?
Right.
So if you use it to get an asset that now helps you generate more money, that's good. All businesses in the world use debt for that reason, but you have to be careful about the kind of debt. The big challenge with these mobile loans is that the interest rate is so high that it becomes, you don't make money. Even if your business is generating money because of the loan you took, you're paying back so much more that in the end you're left with kidogo.
All right.
So do the math, you know.
Dennis from Nairobi, as we do the math, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
What is your question or comment?
My comment is, nashukuru kwa mambo ya mada ya leo.
Tunashukuru pia.
Now, I wanted to say I'm also an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
Nilianza as a driver. And I was working with the SGR.
Yes.
And I was a driver for quite some, I think around 2.
Oh. Dennis amepotea. Okay. I think he was going to give us a very inspirational story. How he moved from what he was doing into his own business. And you mentioned that, and she mentioned the 50-20-30 rule. Does that apply to you? Ama wewe ulikuanga ule msewa ninajinyima and I save 95%.
I like the story way it was moving. Yeah. And a lot of people, you get into entrepreneurship. Before I answer that question, is because I want to be like so and so.
Yes.
I want to live a lifestyle. Forgetting this is a journey. You don't start today and riches start coming in and most of us don't work because we won't get a lot of money. There's that thing that drives you. For us, what drives us is every time you have a customer who has a roof under their roof. Yeah. That's our happiness, and the money will come.
Andrew, are you trying to say that money doesn't drive you?
It's not about money. If you put money ahead of the business, it's not going to drive because you want to use that money to sort some other issues.
Right.
But if you've driven because there's a need you want to solve, and that's why I remember the last question you're asking, do you get burnt out? You'll find me at the factory at any time.
Midnight even?
Actually, even 3 a.m. when you're dispatching, I'll be there at times. Because to us is about that satisfaction. And there's a pain which we're trying to solve.
Let me just stop you again. Sorry. Joy, good morning. Hello, Joy.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
What is your question or comment?
I'd just like to say that I'm really enjoying the conversation.
Right.
For me, I'm a young business lady, and it's really inspiring to see two other women on the panel.
Congratulations for, first of all, achieving all that.
Yeah, and my comment is just a big congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about how I can invest and save for my new business as well. So thank you for this conversation.
Thank you very much, Joy.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Andrew, you were saying about the passion that drives you. That is why we can find you in the factory at 3 a.m. Bibi yako hakumis?
Also
Ama she understands that babe has to hustle.
Kabisa.
Okay.
Part of you running your business is that you have to have a buy-in from your family.
Okay.
Because they need also to share the vision. So that when things are not working, you know it's a risk. It can work at other times, economic challenges can come there.
Okay.
The environment might change.
Yes.
They also need to be part of the journey.
All right. Joanne, for him, passion. For you, what is it?
It's so important. Passion is important.
But it is not everything.
It's not everything.
Okay.
It's not everything. It's okay. Personally, I think burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
And like, for example, the business we work with people who are like under a lot of pressure.
Okay.
Brides under a lot of pressure. That's like the most tense
really,
time of your life.
Mm.
So yes, burnout is real and you get exhausted. But what he said is very true.
Yeah.
We get excited because at the end of the day we are making people feel happy on one of the most important days of their lives. It's
let me just take a call from Steve. Steve, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you all.
Nakuru kukwaje, baridi ama nyuko jua inawachoma?
Yes, naongea na Kifabiola kutoka Nakuru County ambapo tunaitekea kabisa na kutazama K24. Tunafurahia mafunzo ambao huwa mnatupea wakati wowote. Nikiwa mkulima kabisa tena tunajua tu kwamba ukulima nao ni biashara. Ndio nilikuwa nataka niwaulize wageni ambao wako katika studio yetu kwamba ni yafaa mtu, kuna kitu ambao alikuwa amesema kwamba capital kwanza ni akili ya mtu. Ukiwa na akili ya biashara, unajua mtu anaweza anza biashara ambao ameiga kutoka mwingine. Tuseme ni kama tamaa, ameona sio kwamba ameiga, ni tamaa, ameona kwamba huyu ameenda hivi hata mimi nitajaribu. Lakini nilikuwa naambia mimi ni watu gani nitawapea wale ambao wangependa kuanza biashara lakini capital hawana. Jambo la pili tena ni kwa biashara kuna pahali pa kazi. Najua unaweza anza biashara penye watu hawako tena ndio itaweza kukurudisha chini tena. Na la mwisho tena, watu wanaweza kopa pesa kuongezea biashara na kuna wengine wanakopa pesa kuanzia. Sasa kuna tofauti ya kuanzia biashara na kuongezea. Ndio nataka niulizie tena hapo tena ni changamoto mingi na itatokea hapo, sababu mtu anaweza kopa pesa alafu anaanza kaza kwanza kununua mesa, kitanda, ajui kwamba hii pesa ni ya kukopa kwanza na kununua vyakula mbalimbali. Sasa mawaida gani tawapea hawa? Alafu tena hivyo na mwisho tena lugha sasa ndio inapea mtu kuongezea, yani biashara yake iwe kunawiri mzuri, lakini ukiwa na lugha mbaya hata hiyo biashara inaanguka. Ni asante Chief Abiola Nakuru.
Steve, asante sana kutoka Nakuru. I think that guy is a rapper in a different life.
Yeah.
Yeah? he can do a very nice rap track. But Valentine, before we forget what he has said, because he has said so many things.
Yes.
Number one, you know, you can see what your friend is doing. Unaiga, so that means you just you saw Andrew doing a business, you do it as well. Then he also mentioned something to do with borrowing money to at least take care of basic needs, because at the end of the day, you need a bed. You need to pay the bills. Is it fine to just like sele kamefika mwisho manze kamwezi kamefika mwisho una job, to take money first of all to buy the basics? I need a cup in my house. I can't be drinking water from my hands all the time.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid it, unfortunately. The thing that I would say about taking debt for those kinds of things is just to have a plan to pay it back.
Yeah.
Because debt is the hole that keeps digging. You know, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and you find yourself in such a big problem. So when you take the first money, make sure you've at least finished that one before you take more. And so that you're not in a cycle. Yeah. You know, because that's what happens. You know, someone borrows from one to pay to the other, then you have loans from 3 of them, and it's just a hard situation. Yeah. Then on copying friends. So I think this, I don't know if this is a Nairobi, Kenya thing or Africans.
It's an international
I think it's worldwide as well.
Yeah.
And I just see, like, my favorite example of a business is quail eggs. Remember when everyone was doing
They trended for a minute, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what these guys were saying about passion. You need to be doing something that you wake up and you do it whether there's money or not. Of course, you're starting a business to make money, but there needs to be something about you that makes you the best person to start that business. Right. Right? So you have the motivation to keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
For you, Joanne, did you see someone else doing that business and you were like, if, you know, Maureen can do it and she's doing it amazingly well, why not?
I don't think so. Of course, there are people who you look up to and who inspire you, but not necessarily that I was trying to copy anyone's business. Right. For me, I felt more that there was a need based on the feedback I was getting from the clients that I was working with. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Andrew, the gentleman Steve from Nakuru, aka the rapper, has just mentioned something quite important. For you, like I asked you earlier on before we went for that call, did you have other options that you were thinking about before you decided, you know what, as much as I had this eureka moment, you know, did you see the carpet business, for example, tiles instead of mabatis?
Yes. On my table, there's so many options. And the only difference in this was actual pain to the customers. And you just simulate it. The way when, you know, most of the time when you're starting business, we tend to keep information very close to ourselves. To yourself, instead of sharing. One of the ways, just test that idea. Yeah. I'll test the idea with my friends, and then I'll get the feedback. They'll criticize, you say it can work, it will work, but say, I think if I'm saving money, then I'll buy. Okay. Then you find, as you move on, this solution becomes a solution to many people. Yeah. The other thing, when you're starting a business, you find that you have a clear idea on what you want to do. But once you get into the market, you find now this what the customer also want. And now the business has to adapt to that. For example, when we got into manufacturing, only to find the other issues. People who are shopping for roofing, they don't have time. There's a lot, there's a lot of money lost in between, because when you're buying, maybe you'd be given a random number. So we got in and also started a distribution channel, which takes the product now very close to the customer, regardless of where they are. So we took the value of time and we changed that into a business. Yeah. So necessarily it doesn't mean that because you have one option on the table, that's what the customer is looking for.
At one point, did you want to give up and say, you know what, hey, this is not working? Mimi nilikuwa nataka tu kutengeneza mabati, sasa ona watu wanataka delivery, sasa ona watu wanataka, mimi nimechoka.
I'll tell you, when we thought we are done, and the factory was set and we were excited to launch, we just found out we needed to buy a printer.
Printer for makaratasi?
No, for
the
labeling.
Okay.
The product labeling. And it was going in millions.
Yeah.
So I sat down and at that point I said, this thing, you know what, I have a good CV, I can go back to employment, you know, that thing I can
so you were ready to just sell it off, wait, shetani.
At that point you start even blaming other people.
Wow.
You know, see, they should allow me to do. But you see, the regulations are there to make the environment work better. So what we did, I had to negotiate with my wife to sell the vehicle.
What?
So we moved from...
You convinced her to sell?
We sold the vehicle. Now we had to go back to... and I agree now, from today there's no vehicle.
Matatu?
Yes. You know, a total shift in lifestyle.
Right.
So that total sacrifice, a business calls for total sacrifice. And I think when she looks back and she wished even we sold that vehicle earlier.
Earlier. Okay. Yes. All right, nice. Mimi gari yangu siuzi mujue hivyo. Joanne, at one point did you want to give up on your business and say, you know what, let me just go back to being general, because at least ninajua when I'm selling general stuff, at least I'll sell an item a day. No?
You
can't have been that lucky.
No, honestly, there have been times when I've wanted to quit bridal, to be honest. Not to go back, I'm never going back that way.
All right.
But I've wanted to quit bridal before because of the pressures that it brings, and because also it's a very seasonal business. So there are times when you're literally at zero, and then there are times when you're high. And when you're high, the pressure is a lot. When you're low, the pressure is still a lot because... So yes, there have been times, but I think it's the fact that we know what we're doing is serving a need.
Right.
And that keeps us excited and that keeps us going. So now it's just a matter of thinking of what else can we do to ensure that even those times when
things are
business is low, we still have income coming in.
Yes.
So it's even how do we structure our business model to make sure that somebody who we're working with in December has already started paying us up early enough, or what other products can we provide to our brides, which we can sell outside of just that wedding space.
Right.
So yeah, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as we wind up, maybe if at one point in your business, did you think of inviting other people as partners, at least, whether it's your family or even other guys who have probably the same ambition, people who can inject some serious money into your business? Have you ever thought of that?
When we were starting, when I was running the numbers on, when the business was on the spreadsheets.
Yeah.
So you'll sit with a lot of people, yes, at that point. And we wanted to have funds, of course. But later, since the money did not come because they did not buy into the dream.
Right.
It was a good thing because at this point I was able to focus my energy on business, and others, we are focusing on growth over just the returns.
Right. And
also we're able to have a very lean production system and financial management, also cash flow management systems. We put on so our business is 100% prepared.
Okay.
So with that, we're able to manage our cash flows. Okay. If I had a lot of money seated at the bank, that would not have come. And also that comes with a cost.
Okay.
So, yeah, which now gave us a chance to be able to cover the whole country.
Right.
Otherwise it would have been a difficulty.
Okay.
Very, very tough journey.
All right. Valentine, as we wind up, before you give out your contacts, because I'm sure there are very many guys who just want to come through and start just to get that advice and be told, you need 3 things. What are the 3 things in maybe 60 seconds? What 3 things would you tell that person who has the passion and the will and the drive, but they have absolutely no idea where to start?
In terms of entrepreneurship?
In terms of entrepreneurship, yes.
So I would say figure out what problem you're passionate about solving.
Right.
Figure out if people actually have this problem.
All right.
So an example of this is people want to start selling mandazis, but now everyone is healthy and so they don't want to eat mandazis.
Yeah.
So make sure that it's a real problem.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And then find out how much they're willing to pay for whatever it is you're providing, so that it is sustainable for your life. I think those are the 3 things I would tell entrepreneurs. Right. That's where to start.
Okay. Yeah. So apart from your passion and your will, you need to think about sustainability. How can we get you? 07, or do we have a website, or do we have social media pages?
We have a website, www.africaspocket.com, and we're on social, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, at Africa's Pocket. You'll find us there. Yes.
Okay, so that's how you can get her, and of course her company and her team to give you advice as far as your business is concerned. Andrew, apart from us coming to buy mabati kutoka kwako, how can we also get you just for that eureka moment that you had and probably share it?
Good. We are on Facebook at Reno Mabati. Website is renomabati.co.ke. How are we on social media? Handle is Murungi Andrew. You can be able to get us there. And we keep on engaging.
All right.
For us and for me, I keep on sharing my experiences.
All right. Madam Ogake from Ogake Bridals, how do we get in touch with you? We need gowns and also maybe for that partnership or even advice.
So we're very active on social media, Instagram especially. Just reach us at Ogake Mosomi, that's O-G-A-K-E M-O-S-O-M-I. And it's the same across all our social media. It's also the same for our website at www.ogakemosomi.com. And if you head on over to our Instagram, for those who are interested in wedding gowns right now, there's a nice offer.
Wait.
Yes,
is it like 70% off?
Not quite, but it's a good offer.
Okay, all right. So we did ask you earlier on our poll question for the day, which was, are you saving money for a rainy day or are you saving money for investment? Yeah. So let us check what you guys are saying. Rainy day, 22%. Investment, 78%. Wow. Okay. Sawa. It looks like you guys are thinking about the future. To a rainy day na kanyinyi hamna shida. Nyinyi ni ma cool kids wa Runda, so your future is kind of taken care of. All right? All right, we come to the end of the show, but before we do that, I am joined by Jeff Mote and of course, Madam Shiko.
Yes.
How are you doing, lady and gentleman?
There's another man there.
I thought that was your nini security.
Are you addressing the hippo in the room?
You know,
is it what you call it?
Come on, guys.
How you guys?
Are you saving money at all?
Yeah, sure.
For a rainy day or investment?
No, you don't save money for a rainy day. Just make it. For me, I make it a culture.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to have a little something somewhere.
Yeah.
Not only for a rainy day.
Save dough for drinks na
I'll tell you what ladies are saving up for.
Yes.
Their wedding gowns.
Exactly. That's what tell Sam. You better save. The rainy day will come when you go to see Ogake. Bridal fashion. You realize dresses don't come cheap.
I'm telling you, and I'm so excited to be doing that. Like I think all my friends have been married in one of your gowns.
Are we assuming that, okay, let me not go there.
That is going to be handled on the daily brief. Is Samuel Njoroge married or not? When is the wedding? We'll have a reporter definitely on the ground as and when it happens. But it's time for us to say goodbye.
You're crazy.
Yeah, we come with the daily brief in a few minutes. What are you guys discussing?
Well, a lot is happening today, especially in Parliament. We have various committees that will be meeting. ICT committee will be receiving a memorandum on the Data Protection Bill 2019. We also have the Senate. Mashinani is in Kitui. That's pursuant to Article 126 of the Constitution. So a lot is expected to be coming forth from... Well, there's a whole new conversation to it because now National Assembly, the senators allege that the National Assembly sneaked in an amendment to the republished DORA bill. So we'll be getting to hear from the senators in Kitui what they feel about this and what quality of leadership will be given even as we wait.
Why do I feel like saying the daily brief?
Yeah, actually have, and that's what we have to say. Bye. We are done. Samuel Njoroge in on the daily brief from here. You're in the capable hands of Mr. Samuel. Have a great day. We're back tomorrow bright and early at 6 in the morning. Bye-bye.